Hello and welcome here to McDonald Jones Stadium. Leading out the Canberra Raiders there is going to be Jordan Lewis, who'll be playing in that number 10 jersey here this evening. Away from home here, Canberra, up in Newcastle. And what a crowd, what a turnout here for the Newcastle side. There's a few Raiders fans in the crowd there as well. Leading the side, Mark Leaf for the Newcastle Knights. Changes across the field. I'm Eddie Oliver, joined by your SRL Commissioner, Lachlan Martin.
G'day, Eddie. It's quite an interesting match of this one. Both teams have numerous changes. Obviously, Tom Hodgson, the vice captain, out once again. Obviously, with a concussion this week. HR regulations, 11 days stand-down period. Unfortunately, means he misses this game. But Raiders also have a shake of their forward pack. Rahul Kaval moving to lock for the first time since, I believe, Season 1. Either way, it's been a while. I don't know if he's played at the Raiders in the 13 jersey, but both teams, they'll be looking to sort of see how they go today. Obviously, changes across the park. Should be interesting to see how it goes.
And now it's going to be handed off here to Kyoto Diab. Diab coming in this season from a transfer to strengthen this Knights forward pack. And now it's going to go off here to Sabbath Tuua. And the changes here with the Raiders here, Lockie, Rahul Kaval going into the lock position with Jordan Lewis moving himself into the starting front row.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how that goes. Obviously, Samuel Lillard also going to the second row, which is probably not the player I would have put in the second row, but it is an interesting change nonetheless. Both teams, the winner of this is likely to end the round inside the top 5, so a win is crucial for both these teams, and a loss could be detrimental to their finals chances. That's a good run by Hone King.
Oh, Hone King breaking a tackle now. Stepped around two, broke a tackle now. 41 gained in this set here for the Newcastle Knights. Who's going to be doing the kicking duties for them? It will be Ash Crutcher. That's a ricochet off his captain and Mark Lee. And a breath of fresh air early here for the Canberra Raiders. They're looking to be put under pressure. The kick driven to the corner. The Knights, they need to be getting that stuff right. Otherwise, the Raiders will look to make them pay.
Yeah, they got that completely wrong there. The Knights, Ash Crutcher with the kick and just collided with his captain. Miscommunications early on here, and the Raiders now looking to capitalise on a poor end to the set for the Newcastle Knights.
Strong tackle there on Josh King. I do like the move of Johnny Doklich out there onto the wing. He's a tall, lanky build player. And here goes Aaron Leondis now straight through offloading to Kaval. I'd love to see them test Johnny Doklich underneath the high ball. But now it's the Raiders' turn in the red zone. And here goes Luca Thompson. Who'll give it off there to Samuel Lillard. A beautiful line run there. Put down on the 10 now. James will send it right. Thompson will just take the settler now. Be pulled down left hand to the upright. He'll drive down short now. In there at dummy half is Tim James. And he's going to give it off here to Rohan, who puts the grabber kick for Allen. And he wears a shot for his troubles there. The Knights, they hold on with some desperation scramble defense.
It's been really good defense there by the Newcastle Knights. Wally Allen charging onto a grabber kick, and they just led there by some strong defense. And now the Newcastle Knights with the upfield, and Lewis putting a shot onto, I think that was Matthew Vaughan there. Great stuff earlier for both teams.
Mark Lee will get one back on them with the line break. The new Mines Commissioner here in the SRL to finish off the season. And Ash Crutcher will drive over the halfway now. Fourth tackle here for the Newcastle Knights. And now they're going to work the short side through Davo Nofalingawi. We'll drive up to the 30. 48 gained in this set for the Newcastle side. Fifth tackle. Orsons will send it over to Lee, who will take on the kicking duties, this time down to Xavier Demando. Here goes Xavier Demando now. Foot race with Miko Rashford. Good luck trying to get away from him. And he's going to do that one bit extra there, Miko. He'll take him into touch. And the Newcastle Knights will have the first attacking set within the Raiders' half.
Yeah, Demando went for the big play, tried to get around Miko Rashford, but Rashford, he's very good at those sort of situations. Came up with a brilliant legs tackle with Doklich over the top to send him over the sideline. And the Raiders, that's not what they needed there. And now the Newcastle Knights will go on the attack. Except, oh my god.
Oh no, Orsons. We all know it's not the familiar position, but
yes, they won't go on the attack.
You've got to be getting those ones right. It's your first opportunity with a full attacking set within the opposition 40. And you just throw it away like that. It's given to them in Miko Rashford, the defensive efforts just wasted there. Marshall Edwards now driving to the 40. Second tackle, 6 going here on your first game of SRL TV on your Tuesday afternoon. And Lillard will play the ball now. 30 out here of the Knights line. We're going to go right. It's Eli Barnes. Here he goes, Eli. He got around one. And Miko Rashford, that's a strong tackle. He was with him all the way, and he brought him back and at the end of the death in front of the sticks. Leondis, they'll take it left one-on-one, Aaron Leondis. Too cool, too calm. And he's too good here for rugby league and too good for this defensive line of the Newcastle Knights. One-on-one, you're not going to stop him there.
Yeah, Aaron Leondis just gets one-on-one there with the rookie, Rusty Shaq. But I gotta feel bad for the rookie there, you know. He tried to keep him up, but he just couldn't. And, you know, it might be his first game, and he's got to have some support there, though. He's tried his best to keep Leondis up, but you can't expect the rookie to keep him up by himself. And he managed to get low, far on the ground, with no real help there, and the Raiders score first.
Indeed they do. There's Caval will set it up for the kick. And over the black dot, and Canberra opens the scoring here. McDonald Jones Stadium. Beautiful stuff through the boot of Rohan Caval to make it 6 points the difference.
Yeah, it's been a good start by the Canberra Raiders. They've had a lot of opportunities, obviously a couple errors to go with it, but overall they've been pretty good. And, you know, they get only their second opportunity in the game and they take it with open arms, and they scored the first try of the game after a Knights error.
Markley with the kicking duties to get us back underway. It'll be taken there by Rohan, who'll give it off to the previous try scorer, Aaron Leondis. 3 to bring him down there on this occasion. And now they're going to work the short side now. What a run here from Lillard straight through. Well, he's looking at home in that second row position. It will be brought down 5 short of halfway now. Marcus getting onside. And they're going to work the right side. Look at this ball playing. It'll be Rahul now taking the run over the halfway. Marcus offside. They're going to take advantage through Jordan Lewis, the captain, leading by example. And off to Thompson with the flick pass. Now they're 15 out here of the Raiders line. They're going to send it right. And it's going to go to Aaron, who'll be driven back on this occasion. 76 gained in this set for the Canberra Raiders. Marcus getting back onside. Tim James will put the ball into the pocket for the kick. Off the boot of Thompson. That's on point. Who's underneath it for them? Tap back. Oh, and Keona Diab there, the big forward. The instinctive awareness there from the big prop to be there on the spot to cover for the try.
Yeah, well, that's a risky part coming out of your own end. But yeah, Docklitz, that's it. Leave Docklitz there. I don't think Docklitz really thought they were going to get as close as they did. But tap back, and the new recruit was there to dive on it. And now the Raiders give away a penalty. The Knights need to capitalise off this.
Well, Borsons, he's got a big job on him to start off play here. He's got to get the pass right. If he doesn't get this one right, unfortunately, I don't know what the Knights are going to do. It's only early stages, though. And Borsons will get play back underway just over the halfway now. And he'll give it off to Mark Lee, who got collared there. A big high shot put on him. Luckily, he wasn't sent off, in my opinion. Now they're going to work the left-hand side. Taken by Jason Laumu. Beautiful stuff there. They're just playing too expansive too early here, the Knights.
Yeah, disappointing there from the Newcastle Knights. I don't know what Astrich was really through the pass that, but they get an intercept here. This might be good for the Newcastle Knights. Here goes Davo
Knopfling-Gowie now. He got around one. He was within a foot race. Tim James getting back there to bring down the rookie centre. And now they're going to work it through the middle with Mark Lee. Where's this been? Here goes Mark Lee. And he forces his hand, the Knights. They have to go through the middle, but you can't be throwing passes like that. Mark Lee, he should know better.
Yeah, he saw after he made that error a little bit of shake with the head. He knew that he stuffed up there. I've got to say, for Newcastle, both teams, in fact, making a lot of errors early on. It's in wet conditions. You know, they've just got to sort of hold on to the ball, just run hard. You know, just don't need to force your hand like they have been. Both teams have been forcing their hand a little bit too much, and we've had to see a lot of errors off the back of it.
And they've been relying a lot on their forwards, both of the teams. The halves, they haven't really clicked into effect yet for either side. Demando now will take the final carry of the set. And 32 gained in that set for the Raiders. He'll be 40 out of the opposition line. And it's going to go off the boot of Rahul now, who'll be doing the kicking duties. That's on point down to Miko Rashford. And here goes Miko. Eli's back there to meet him. What a foot race that would have been.
Yeah, Barnes positioned himself perfectly to make that tackle, but could have been a lot more dangerous there for the Knights, but they had Barnes back there to make a brilliant tackle. Raiders slowly winning the field position battle at the moment. Knights haven't really had any real opportunities inside their own, although they have had moments where they could have had opportunities, just, you know, made errors. But if the Knights can sort of start completing their sets a lot better, I feel like that will give them a lot better opportunities.
Now they're going to look for the switch play here. Miko Rashford, well read. Beautiful tackle made on them there now. 4th tackle within the Raiders half here. for the Newcastle Knights. Borsons will send it left. Long ball out there to Sabbath Tuua, who offloads it. Look at this play. Alex Christie now will take it. Beautiful beautiful heads-up footy there from Mark Lee to get the ball on. 5th tackle, and it's going to be Ash Crutcher. He'll punt it down to the corner for Marshall Edwards. Here he comes, Marshall Edwards. Well handled. The kicker got in there and just put his shoulder around the ribs. They'll be looking to pin the Raiders in their own end here.
I've got to say, that was a great kick chase defense there by the Newcastle Knights. Edwards is one of the most elusive wingers in the comp, and give him, space like that, often he'll take it, but David Offlin-Gower did great defense there to stop him in. That's good from the Newcastle Knights. A lot better stuff that set. One of the best sets of the game, in my opinion.
Jordan Lewis now drive it over the halfway. And now they're going to go left to Aaron Leondis. Well handled 1-on-1. He pulled down 45 out of the Knights line. 5th tackle for the Canberra Raiders. James will send it into the pocket for Caval doing the kicking duties. That's a shank and a half. And Matthew Vaughan will pick it up here for the Knights up on the halfway now. First tackle. And they're going to send it off to the left here to Sabbath Tuua. Trying to rattle these backs of the Canberra Raiders out there. Not working. They're holding on. And Kyoto Diab will come in for a run. Drive over the 40 now. Markers offside. They're going to work the short side through Johnny Dokulich. Well handled by Xavier Demando. 35 out now. 4th tackle. They need to spread the ball here. They need to get some points on the board. They'll go to Kyoto Diab again for another run. Now it's 5th tackle here for the Newcastle side. And which way they're going to send it off the boot of Matthew Vaughan. Ricochet picked up by Tim James. And he just didn't give himself enough room there, Vaughan.
Yeah, another just poor kick there. And, it was a really good opportunity to potentially put a lot of pressure on the Raiders after. They've had a couple of really good kicks and really good kick chase, but that he never gave himself enough room there, Vaughan. And now Barnes, watch out. He's a dangerous. That was really dangerous there from the Raiders.
Now they're going to work the left-hand side. Caval fending off one, offloading. Samuel Lillard now. The forwards linking the lock and then the second rower. Which way they're going to go now here, the Raiders? It's 3rd tackle. They're in the red zone. They're going to take it right. And Thompson, short ball to Rahul. Rahul will drive and be pulled down, put on his back. And the ref's going to say short of the goal line. Will James go for a little sneaker? Yes, he will. Well read there by the defensive line of the Knights now. 75 gained in this set for the Raiders. 5th tackle. Coming up to the 20-minute mark, and they extend the scoring. The crossfield bomb from Rohan, not on point. Taken by Dokulich. Well, he got that one. He got it 10 metres out of his own line, and that could have been dangerous there.
Yeah, not the kick they really needed there for Raiders. They really needed to probably put it low, I think. I think especially with the fact that you've got Dokulich over there who's quite tall. I feel like going low at him might, be the way to go if you want to kick towards Dokulich, but that definitely just wasn't a kick there, in my opinion.
And now they're spreading it down the short side through Hone King. He's handled well. He got around one defender. Marshall Edwards came to cover. Now they're going to work it back the way that they came. Mark Lee with the early kick. Mark Lee off the boot. What a kick. It's not going to have the angle. But can they get the kick chase right? Eli Barnes slipping around one. Here goes Eli. Ash Crutcher. He dives. It's in vain. The interchanges are coming on here, and they're going to run with Eli Barnes all the way underneath the sticks here, away from home at McDonald Jones Stadium.
Mark Lee should be absolutely filthy with that. The Capitals put in a beautiful kick, nearly a 40-20, and all they had to do was make the tackle of Barnes, and they had a perfect chance to put a lot of pressure on the Raiders. Instead, Barnes, he's a talented player. No disrespect to Barnes. Absolutely a brilliant player by him, but the defense should have been a lot better there. Disappointed there from the Knights, and the Raiders extend their lead.
And, it sort of calmed down after that first try from the Raiders. It was end-to-end footy. And then it was a beautiful kick from Mark Lee. The kick chases were there. He stepped around one, turned Miko Rashford inside out. And Eli Bunch, you can shut the gate then when he's in open pastures like that.
Yeah, look, I think that was quite disappointing from the Knights and backed up. They're very disappointing. Mark Lee, we feel he was not happy with some of his troops. David Offlin-Gower and I think it's Connor King on that side, who just had put in a terrific defensive play earlier on Edwards, just made it look absolutely silly there on Barnes, and that was so cool by the Newcastle Knights.
And Tim James will send it off here to Rahul, who's going to be not playing as many minutes here, but doing a lot more work in the middle. And now they're going to work the short side now, giving off there to Samuel Lillard. Brought down on the 30, 3rd tackle here for the Raiders. Now they're going to look to spread it down this right-hand side. Kaval will take the run up to the 40. Fourth tackle where they look for the early kick, and yes, they will through Rahul now, and that's an even bigger shank there from earlier. Mike Borsons will pick it up. Within the Raiders half, they're going to spread it down the short side through Dokalic. Well handled, well read by the Raiders defensive line. Second tackle now here for the Newcastle side, and it's going to go off to Ash Crutcher, who'll give it to Miko. Miko well read. 30 out now, right hand, the upright for the Newcastle Knights. Will Borsons go for a scoot? He'll send it to where they're offside. Knopfler and Gowie can't break a tackle there. Within the red zone now, the Canberra Raiders, and a short ball there to Rusty Shackelford. Well handled, brought down on the 10 now. They need to get the kick right here, the Newcastle Knights. They need to find points. And it's going to be from Crutcher. That's on point. Where's the backs here to take it? Tap back. Miko Rashford, well read. But in those situations, you kick for Dokalic, and he's not there, Lockie.
Yeah, I'm not sure where Dokalic went in that sort of kick. He wasn't there. I think it was actually the centre that tapped it back instead of Murray. So, again, another just a little bit disappointed at last tackle option. They're looking a lot better at the moment, though, after that set. Newcastle Knights, but at the moment the Raiders, they're still just all on top of them, and realistically they never look troubled that entire set, the Raiders.
And Marshall Edwards will drive. Well, they might be going for the early kick again here, the Raiders. If the Knights can get up in defence. And beautiful tackle, look at that, they're driving Lillard back there. Beautiful stuff there from the Newcastle Knights. They're forcing them to kick out of trouble and use their backs to return it here, and Thompson, he's not going to get the strike on that. Miko Rashford will race back to get the ball now here for the Knights. And here he goes, Miko Rashford on the return. Steps around one. Eli Barnes, well handled there on Miko. But he's dangerous there, Rashford, every time he touches the ball for the Knights.
Yeah, Miko Rashford is very, very good at the back end. That was a very good kick return there. Got caught eventually, but definitely what they needed there, the Knights.
Borsons will take it for a run here now. 5 short of halfway for the Knights. Third tackle, and they're going to look to spread it. Samuel Lillard will pick it up now. Borsons will be in there to make the tackle. But this is just silly stuff here from the Newcastle Knights at home.
Yeah, just another intercept there. It's just things are getting worse. Oh, that's a good run.
Rahul now will drive left hand in the upright. Within the Knights red zone, they're going to work the same way now through Downey. Tim James working the forwards, left, right, straight up the guts. And he's going to do it again now with Rohan, matter of fact. Who's going to drive, pull down from the sticks. 2 in there to make the tackle. James, he's going to do it again to Wally Allen. But they're reading it well here, the Knights. 5th tackle. 10 to go here in the first half. And Rahul's going to drive and be put on his back here. Right hand of the upright. The Knights, they might make silly errors, but they're wanting to hold on here.
Yeah, look, that was a good defensive set there from the Knights. The Raiders, they threw a lot at them, but they couldn't quite get over the line. But they'll happily turn it over there and just back their defense here, which at the moment is looking pretty decent.
They're going to send it right now. Pete Ferretto to take the run, coming off of the bench here this evening in the forwards. And Marcus getting onside. Borsons will send it right inside of Miko. You need to give it to him earlier so he can get a bit of time with the ball. Marcus getting onside, and Borsons will send it left now. Off to Pete Ferretto again. He'll drive up to the 40. And that'll be 5th tackle here for the Newcastle Knights. And who's going to be taking the kick in the pocket? It will be Matthew Vaughan off the boots, off the right foot. And Eli Barnes takes it on the full. Well handled there. That's dangerous stuff. You need to be getting your kicks right if you're going to kick down Eli Barnes' way.
Yeah, look, that was a good kick return. Sorry, good kick. Good kick chase there. Wasn't a great kick though, and the Raiders already up over the 40.
Tim James will take the run. He's going to drive here short of the 30 there for the Raiders now, Tim. King to do the dummy half work. A beautiful ball inside. They're using Rahul well here. Now they're going to offload with him. To Downey now, matter of fact. It's 4th tackle here for the Raiders. They're 10 out left hand of the upright. And there's 9 to go in the first half. James will send it right. Bit of a ricochet pass. And Arnold will put it down. Well, the ref's going to call a Falcon, matter of fact. And Ben Arnold's going to get his own try assist.
I'm very confused with what happened there. I thought it for sure touched his hand on the way through. For sure. But the ref said it's touched, I think maybe his shoulder, maybe his head. I'm not sure, but Arnold, you played a little whistle and he did just that. Chase through on his own. I don't even know what to call it. Oh, maybe it's a kick with your head. I'm not even sure, but own rebound. And he's just jumped on it. And you make your own luck in rugby league, and I guess that's their own luck they've made from all the work they've done down to Sand Raiders. And they get their third try of the Knights. They're looking under a lot of pressure right now because they're not playing to the potential at the moment.
I think Arnold took something out of the Matildas playbook. Head first here at McDonald Jones Stadium, and then you actually put the ball down with the hands. So, been watching a bit of football lately here, and Mark Lee will get the kick underway. 18 points the difference here, coming into the final 8 minutes. On your first game on your SRL TV on your Tuesday evening at McDonald Jones Stadium, and Daniel will return it back here now, over the 20. James in there at dummy half. Which way is he going to send it for the Raiders? And he's going to work it down this left-hand side now to Lillard, who'll make the run. Well handled there. Knopfler Gowie in there to make the tackle with the help of Hone King. And they're going to give it off to Eli Barnes now. Here goes Eli. And they come in well to make the tackle there. Strong stuff from the Newcastle Knights. And they're up on the halfway now here. They're going to spread it to Rahul, who'll put it at the back to his brother. Now drive over the halfway now. Short of the 40 here for the Raiders. Fourth tackle. They're going to work this side through Xavier Demando. And they'll be looking for a good kick here to pin the Knights in their own end. 58 gained in this set for the Raiders. And a bit of a ricochet miscommunication. Rahul will pick it up. He'll get some post-contact meters there. But that's probably the first time in a while the Raiders have looked a bit out of touch.
Yeah, it wasn't a great end to the set there. It wasn't too bad set off the point, so I don't think I'll be too disappointed with that. Just back to defense here because at the moment they're playing pretty well, the Raiders.
And it's going to be given off to Pete Veretto, who drives over the halfway. That's a good run there from Pete. Now, getting onside the markers, Borsons will send it out into Sabbath Tua, who's met well there by Rohan. And which way are they going to send it now? Markers offside. And Vaughan will send it out the back to Veretto. That's a big shot he wore there. Well taken, though, the big prop forward here this evening, Pete. Now they're going to work the short ball to Sabbath Tua again. They're working him over overtime there to Ua. And he's getting a lot of work done here for the Newcastle Knights. Fifth tackle. And it'll be off the kick from Vaughan. The grabber kick. Here goes Miko Rashford. Offloading now. Crutcher will take it. Eli Barnes take it back. Had to make the attacker force his hand. And the Raiders survive after that attacking raid from the Newcastle Knights.
I think that's the key to the Knights attack. Their grabber kicks the past couple of weeks. They scored both their tries on grabber kicks last weekend. And then they got one there. I actually thought it was going to be something for a second. With Rahul, he's been incredible, I think, so far this game. He's been one that really got the middle of Rahul in the long throw.
Been very well. And third tackle sort of halfway. And it's going to go to Eli Barnes now, who's saved a try. Can he get another one for his own? Fourth tackle. 4 to go here in the first half. And Thompson will play it short to Ben Arnold, who's straight through a hole. Your previous try scorer. And now he's going to be pulled down. 20 out here of the Newcastle Knights line. Fifth tackle. And it's going to be off the booty of Thompson. That's on point. Rashford, he's underneath it. It's going to hit the steelwork, and Mark Lee take a bow, the captain. He just saved a try and possibly kept his side in the game.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see those tries sort of bounce the other way and end up in the opposition's hand. But Mark Lee, he always supports through and just saw what was happening, got there. That's a brilliant little play there from the lock forward.
Beautiful stuff there from Mark. He knew that if they get one more on him, the game will probably be a bit out of reach. And Offlingau going to touch here. The Raiders, they're going to have a bit of time to extend the scoring, the Knights. Well, for any chance in the second half, they need to hold on and regroup in the sheds.
Yeah, look, minute and a half to go. They can definitely, if they score here for Raiders, it becomes that much harder for the Newcastle Knights. The Raiders, they're playing a lot better than the Knights. They're just not clicking at the moment, and it's costing them dearly.
They're definitely missing Dom Punxton out the back there with his direction, especially defensively. There's too many line breaks for my liking here. They're just letting in too many running meters, and they're just fatiguing themselves from their own discipline and errors. And Lillard now will drive up short of the 10. There's one to play here in your first half. Fourth tackle here for the Raiders. Can they extend the scoring? And Kaval will give it off here to Jordan Lewis, who's back on the field now. And he drives over the 10 there, Jordan. Now they're gonna be looking for the bomb here from Rohan Kaval. Ricochet. Wally Allen picks it up. Miko gets in front of him. Can they get around the legs? I believe they can here of the Raiders. They're gonna go up to the bunker here to check it. It's gonna go up as no try. Beautiful stuff. Mark Lee again.
Yeah, Mark Lee is always the unsung hero for the Knights. Even when they're down, if they're down by 50, he'll be competing from minute 1 to 80 still. The one last play for Raiders.
Last play here now for the Raiders. Thompson will take it. And that's your halftime here on your first game on SRL TV. The Raiders lead 18 points to 0 away from home. We'll be back with you shortly for the second half.
From video editing to thumbnail design, Flow Managing covers all of your YouTube and social media needs, relieving the stress of finding creative workers and giving you more time to be creative yourself. Why wait? Join Flow Managing and we will work for you.
And welcome back to your second half here on SRL TV on your first game on your Tuesday evening. Going into the sheds, it was the Canberra Raiders leading 18 points to 0 against the Knights here at McDonald Jones Stadium. The Knights, they've got a big mountain to climb here in the second half. Lockie, your thoughts on the first half and how the Knights can get back into the game?
Yeah, look, the Knights, they weren't great in the first half, to be honest here. A lot of errors, a lot of split. Had to do about 30 or so more tackles than the Newcastle Knights, than the Canberra Raiders, sorry. And the Raiders just took all of our opportunities and made the pace. They were just going to go up the middle again. There's now a high shot.
Oh.
And just like that, the Knights are going to just be inviting the Raiders back into their own half.
They're falling victim, as I said in the first half, to their own errors and just discipline. And they need to be getting that stuff right here. The Newcastle Knights, it's honestly reserve grades. I'm going to come out brutally. Like, if you can't make a tackle, and it's the start of the second half, Lockie. We're only a minute and a half in, and they've already given away a penalty. Here goes Jordan Lewis now, straight up the middle, in front of the sticks. Which way is Tim James going to send the attack here for the Raiders? It's going to be left. Off to Aaron Leondis. He'll drive one-on-one. Can he get a double? Yes, he will, Aaron Leondis. He said, give me that one, good sir. The ref wants to go up and check it in the bunker, but the big prop forward's over for 2 here.
He's got a second one. Scorer tries like his Matthew Harris. Aaron Leondis. I don't think I remember the last time he scored a try, and he's got 2 in 1 game. Reminds me a little bit of the GOAT, to be honest, Mark Nichols. The way he plays the game, Aaron Leondis, just always consistent, always working for the Canberra Raiders. It even looks like him, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say that the black beard and the bald head, he can't get any better.
And he scores his second, and the Raiders, 2 minutes and a half time, extend their lead to 24 points. And the Knights, they're hanging by a thread. If they want any chance of a comeback, they've just got to do something big on the next time they get touch the ball. Because at the moment, they're just looking poor, to be honest. They're looking very poor.
They definitely are, and it's 2 minutes gone in the second half, and no change. They give away a penalty or an error, and they invite the opposition into their own half. And I don't know what they expect of themselves. Do they expect the opposition to just fold over and just let them waste a 6 tackle set or put on tries like that through their forwards? Leondis will drive it up over the 20 now. This will be first tackle here for the Newcastle Knights to defend, and Rossini now coming into that lock position for Rahul. He's gone off for a bit of a break. Second tackle for the Raiders. And Jordan Lewis, here he goes, Jordan, the captain leading with his actions again. Starting the set off right here for the Canberra side. Third tackle, and they're over the halfway now. And it's going to be Charlie Rossini who'll take it. He'll drive down there, Charlie, and James will send the ball off. Looking to spread it here through Rohan. He'll give it off to Eli Buns, which is well read there by the Newcastle Knights defense. Well, they're going to need a good kick return here, the Newcastle Knights. And off for the Raiders. Will be off the boot there of Thompson. Down here to Hone, to Dylan Murray, matter of fact. Here goes Dylan Murray. He's found some pace. Rounded up well there. Beautifully well covered there. Dylan Murray. The kick, I should say Rohan Kaval getting back there to cover. And now they're going to be pulled down short of halfway here now. Now they're going to work the short side again. Here goes Dylan Murray now. Well, this is some new moments here for Dylan, finding some open space. And here goes Miko Rashford. Well, this is a man we're used to seeing. Well handled there on this occasion now. Fourth tackle. Marcus getting onside. Borsons will send it off here to Ash Crutcher. He'll take the settler there from his lock in. Mark Lee now. Fifth tackle here for the Newcastle Knights. 5 going in your second half. It'll be Lee doing the kicking duties. Who's underneath it for them? Tap back. Miko Rashford well handled. He had to reach down to get the ball and didn't get time to settle himself for a step.
Yeah, it was a better set there by the Newcastle Knights. Really good kick there, but I think it would have been better for a rubber kick there. We've seen they can score off rubber kicks in the past, and I think if they went low there, they would have had a lot more chances of success. So they go high, and it just wasn't to be there for the Newcastle Knights.
And Jordan Lewis will drive it over 30. Beautifully well covered here. Now they're 5 short of their 40 now here, the Raiders, and they're going to send it off to Leondis. He'll drive it up the middle here, brought down well. got some post-contact meters now. James will send it right. They'll be looking to spread it inside to Charlie Rossini. He'll be brought down just over the halfway. 35 gained in this set here for the Canberra Raiders. Can they pin the Newcastle Knights in their own end through the boot of Thompson? Yes, they can. Down here too, Hone King with the return now. Here goes Hone King, nearly stepping Barnes. Took him on the outside, but well handled there by the all-reliable fullback here for the Raiders. They're going to try and get some points here, and they need to find some points soon here, the Knights.
Yeah, look, they're looking quite good, the Canberra Raiders. The Knights, they're starting to get a little bit of position back. If they can get a try, you never know, but let's get the size try something different though. I'd like to see their spine combine. Their spine hasn't really connected well tonight. They've all had individual moments, but without all connecting entirely, I think.
Good run there from Quinton Cotter, straight up the guts. That's what they need more of. He might have been driven back, but you just need the confidence to. 5th tackle here for the Newcastle side. And Crutcher will be doing the kicking duties down here for the Canberra Raiders. Marshall Edwards to return it now, stepping around one. Here goes Marshall Edwards with a foot race with Miko. He started getting on the treadmill pretty early there, Miko, to get back and cover, but that was beautiful returning meters there. Rossini driven back now, inside of their own 40 here, second tackle for the Raiders. Now they're going to work the short side. Ricochet, Thompson will pick it up. Be brought down just short of the halfway. 3 in there to make the tackle. The Raiders, they're looking to just get on top of this Raiders defensive, of this Newcastle Knights defensive line. Tim James with the run. They're looking to just open the front door here now, work it up the middle. And that's what they'll do through Aaron Leonders. Here he goes, Aaron. Beautiful run to finish off the set here for the Canberra Raiders. 52 gained in this set for the Canberra side. And there's 30 to go here in your second half on SRL TV. And for the kicking duties will be Thompson. The crossfield bomb, that's on point. Who's underneath it for them? Beautiful tap back. Eli Barnes, he'll get there. Oh, and he offloads to Samuel Lillard. He didn't need to do that. Lillard, the ball went flying forward when he dove for the line. We're going to check the replay, but he might have lost it here. Mika Rashford, tough. Take a bow.
Why did he pass? He didn't need to. I don't know if his hand's come off there, to be honest, but it's a no try.
They checked a couple of angles there, the bunker, and it's going to come up no try now. And they'll get the ball back here. The Newcastle Knights, Rusty Shackelford will take one up to the
Why did he pass it? He was over. He was over the line. He would have scored a try there, Barnes, but instead he passed it to Lillard. Maybe he wanted to be gentleman since he gets over tries. But they didn't need to pass it there.
Good run here from Sabbath Tour now, and give credit to Miko Rashford. He saved that try, taking something out of Mark Lee's playbook. And a penalty now. They shouldn't go for the 2. Surely not.
Good stuff.
They're going to kick for a touch. Good call there from Mark Lee. He knows that he needs points. His side, they need to get a bit of confidence. He's clapping their hands together. Let's work this Raiders defensive line overtime.
Yeah, if they get a try here, you get them a little bit of hope there. Let's see what they can do. Let's show them something for the home fans. The home fans can travel to this game in wet conditions. Show them they haven't showed much. It'd be nice if they could show something here.
And here goes Miko Rashford offloading to Mike Borsons, who'll drive Mike. He put on his back there. The ref's going to say in the field of play now. Is he going to take it to him for himself here? Knopfler Gowie. He gives it off to Mark Lee. Well read there by the defense now of the Raiders. Right hand to the upright now. Borsons will send it off to Quinton Cotter. Look at this defense from the Raiders. Tim James in there to make the tackle, I believe. Now it's 4th. They're going to send it off to the left. Matthew Vaughan one-on-one. Take a bow, Matthew Vaughan. One-on-one. We know what this little man can do when there's nobody else in the tackle and there's just one bloke on him. And he's going to open the point scoring here for the Newcastle Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium.
Yeah, look, that's great stuff from Matthew Vaughan. It was a great leg drive. Just caught it, charged at the defence, and eventually found the line. You know, if Knights somehow come back, I hope we have to remember that tackle that Mika Rashford made down the other end, because that's given them the opportunity to get up here and score that try. And, well, we've seen crazy things happen in the SRL, so I wouldn't count the Knights out just yet. They're hanging by a thread at the moment with that try. It's giving them a little bit of light.
And Mark Lee, well, he needs to have his kicking boots on here. As he does, to convert to make it 18 points to different. Beautifully well slotted there by Mark Lee, who will undertake the kicking duties. And there's 30 to 27 to play here in your second half. On your first game on SRL TV this evening, Lockie, the Knights, they finally find some points. Hopefully this does a world of confidence for them.
Yeah, look, obviously that try definitely helps them out. Probably not, you know, they obviously they have to still chase points, obviously 18 points they have to chase, but, you know, see what they did against Penrith. We know what they have, and that's going to help them. In fact, I've said to them, stop the penalties, or we could see a sin bin. They've given away quite a few penalties today, Raiders. That's something they have to fix up. Maybe, just maybe. Their Knights can capitalise with this, because they need to show us something.
And the flags are flying now here at McDonald Jones Stadium. They're willing their side over the line now. Mark Lee will take the first run of the set to drive it over the 30 in their own half. First tackle. And they're going to send it right here through Ash Crutcher. Up to the 40 now, Ash will drive it. Your beautiful stuff there from him. Over the 40 now. Now they're going to work the short side through Hone King. And they came in well there to make a strong tackle on him. Pulled down short of the halfway now here for the Newcastle Knights. Third tackle. And it's going to go off here to Ash Turner, who's straight through. Beautiful run there from Turner. Who now they're within the Raiders' half. Fourth tackle. They need to get another good line break here. Now they're going to work the short side. Off to Hone King again. Received around one, but they came in well to cover there. Canberra Raiders. Fifth tackle. Surely it's the grubber kick here from them, Lockie. Mark Lee, he'll put up the bomb. That's going nowhere. Ash Turner will take it. It's in vain. He'll be driven back just short of the 10. And the Raiders, well, that's just easy all-day defense that they practice at training.
Yeah, if you're going to put a ball up there, it needs to be way deeper than that. That was, I don't even think like 5 meters forward. It was just, yeah, that was poor for my liking. I don't think that was, yeah, that was never to play. If they're going to go high, it needs to be way deeper. Grubber kick I would have gone, but just, once again, the Knights, it's just, these little things, you know, if they bomb that correctly, we could be potentially talking about a potential comeback even more. They could be up only down by 12, but disappointingly, they just, yeah, it just wasn't the right play there from the Newcastle Knights.
Millard will play the ball here for the final tackle of the set here for the Raiders. Thompson will punt it downfield. Miko Rashford's going to have to get on his bike here to get back for it. They need a good return here from Miko. And that's what he's going to give them. Eli Barnes will get back there to cover, but they didn't want to be pinned right on their own goal on their own goal line. 5 meters out. Quinton Cotter will take the run now. Miko, they need to get him more involved. Mark Lee knows it, so does the rest of the side. And they're going to give it off here to Ash Crutcher. Why did he pass Crutcher? He was straight through a hole. 30 out here of their own line. Third tackle. We're coming up to the final 20-minute stanza. Hone King now straight through. Beautiful run there from the winger. Coming in field to do a bit of the dirty work for the forwards. Now they're going to work the short side again. Dave Ernofel and Gowie. They saw him. They came up. They put 2 on the tackle to bring him down over the halfway. Fifth tackle for the Knights. We Ash Crutcher with the kicking duties, and he's got a lot on that one. Down here to Marshall Edwards for the return. Here he goes, Marshall Edwards. The kick chase. It wasn't there. Miko Rashford has to come back to cover. And again, Marshall Edwards, whenever he gets called upon, he just gets those meters to get his side out of their own end.
That was a beautiful run there from Marshall Edwards. Just again, poor kick test. They go back this way again. Although it might go over the sideline this time.
Beautiful tackle. The ref's going to put the flag in the air. What a tackle there it was. Hone King, I believe it was, with the duty. I'm sure we'll get a replay here. He just struggled at the death. He put all into that tackle there, Hone. And beautiful stuff. Mike Borsons will get us back underway to Mark Lee, who'll be pulled down short of halfway here. This is another good opportunity.
Yeah, if they can find something here, then that would be awesome. As all this is good. Docklich is back, but watch out. I'd like to point out Docklich is very, very good in the middle. Watch out. He's someone that they can be very dangerous in that role.
Sabbath 2 now. He can't break a tackle within the Raiders' red zone. They need to get the ball here to Docklich. They're going to send it right off to Mark Lee. We'll drive within the 10 now. Which way are they going to send it? Mike Borson's in there at dummy half. They're going to work the short side. Cut out ball. Tyranny, take a bow. He stepped around one. Beautiful stuff there from Tyranny. They went down the short side there, the Newcastle Knights. They took a risk, and it paid dividends.
Hold the phone. We have a finish here. Do not count the Knights out yet. Docklich's come in the middle. We know what dangerous he can be. Obviously, he scored 2 tries in that role to win the game against the Eels earlier in the season. Do not count the Knights out yet. The Raiders, they've been on top for 50 minutes of this game. But with 19 minutes to go, I still think this is anyone's game.
Well, Lockie, the amount of stories that have been coming out of the SRL lately about the Canberra Raiders giving away leads, giving away close games, the Broncos, the Seagulls last week. Surely they don't do it again. I'm not wanting to call it. There's still plenty of time here. It's only 12 points the difference for the Knights. If the Raiders keep giving them these opportunities with the penalties, with the silly errors, we might have an excellent game on our hands here on your Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, they just have to be careful with the Raiders. They're very good starters, but they're just towards the end of their games. They have been lacking a little bit. You know, if they can't give another lead away, it's costing them final spots at the moment. And you know, if they give away another one here, I want to point out the Raiders. Every game they've been in, it's been by 1 to 4 points, the margin, winning or losing. So, and I feel like no matter what, this game might be heading towards that same area.
Mark Lee now will take the run. Probably one of his last ones of his stint here this evening. Oh, no. Is that another penalty here?
Rahul Kapal has just been sent to the sin bin. That's not happy there. And, well, the Raiders, down to 12 better than the Knights are coming for them. Do not count the Knights out just yet. I'm telling you, the Knights are on here.
They definitely are here. Lockie, a bit of a delay there until the camera popped up for me to see. The play been sent off into the bin ball. It's 12 against 13 now here. Can the Knights, can they take advantage of it? He'll be off for most of the half. And Ash Crutch will take the run here now. Second tackle, left hand to the upright. Borsons will send it right. Inside to Miko Rashford, who's going to step around one and drive. And he's going to get there, I believe, the fullback. It was very close. He got over the line, but I'm not sure if he got put on his back.
I think he got there, in fact, and that's on the line for me. That's found a chalk of grass surely there somewhere, and, well, just about where Rahul Kaval would have been defending. They go straight there. The middle's missing one of the key forwards at the moment, and Raiders, they've got to find a way to survive this period, because this is going to be a tough period. Rahul won't come back until about 6 to 7 minutes left to go. The Raiders have to make sure they're still ahead by that stage. If they're not, I don't think they'll be able to win.
You have to think, Lockie, if the Raiders, if the Knights, if they can put on another 2 to 3 tries within that time, which we know that they can do, they've already put on 2 within 4 minutes. I reckon it'll just be too far too gone for the Raiders.
Yeah, well, Raiders, they've got to make sure they're still in the lead by the end of that. By the time Rahul's back off the back, if they're still in the lead by the time Rahul comes back on, I think they're a good shot to win. If the Knights, though, can tie the game or take the lead before, you know, Rahul comes back on, I just think that's going to be too much for the Raiders to win this game. We'll have to wait and see. The Raiders don't. If you're a Raiders fan, you must hate watching your team play, because every time you watch it, you're probably having a heart attack or two.
Well, the middle's going to be a bit loose without their marquee lock forward in there, so surely they take advantage of it, and that's what they're going to do. Give it straight off there to Kira Diab, who'll drive it up over the 30 now. Second tackle, and Borsons will send it right inside. Here goes Miko Rashford now. Eli Barnes is back there to cover, but the middle here at the moment is very loose, and Eli isn't back there to cover. Can the Knights take advantage of it? Here goes Johnny Doklich offloading to Alex Christie. Up over the 40 now here. Mark is getting onside. Borson's looking to take advantage. He'll send it off to Sabbath Tour now. 55 gained in that set here for the Newcastle side. Can they put the pressure kick on? Pin them in the corner here. Matthew Vaughan, that's not going to get there. Rohan's going to pick it up. They need a defensive set of the lifetime here, the Newcastle Knights, if they want to get the ball back here in some decent field position.
Yeah, look, not the greatest end of the set. It was a good set, to be honest. You can definitely tell they're missing someone there, the Raiders. They have a lot of gaps opening up in the middle. We're interested to see how they go without their, you know, their sort of key prop forward. He usually plays on the edge, on the back row, but he switched to the middle today, and they'll be missing him. He was very good in that first stint too, so the Raiders, you just... I feel for the Raiders. It's just... Especially their fans, they just can't... They just keep letting teams off the hook, and I feel like they really should have put a nail into the coffin of the Knights today, but they've just, at the moment, they could still win the game, but even so, if they do, you just still look at the fact that they let the Knights off the hook so easily in the second half. As important to the set to happen.
Yeah, no, miscommunication there. Wally Allen took the ball. And then in the Raiders, you have to be getting those situations right. You're down a player. Your middle's loose. You're all over the place. Everybody's out on their feet. They're having to cover up the extra spaces. Second tackle. And the Knights going to work it down the short side here now. Miko will give it off to Dylan Murray now. Beautiful run there from Dylan within the Raiders half now. Third tackle. They have to spread the ball here. Tyranny will do the dummy half duties. And here goes Johnny Doklich. Straight through a hole. Where's Eli Barnes? He'll offload. Chris Steele take the tackle there. Fourth tackle. There's 10 to go here in the second half. And it's going to be the cutout ball. Short ball led to Sabbath Tour now.
They need a good kick.
They need a good kick. Is it the grubber? Is it the bomb? Which one will tie it up here at McDonald Jones Stadium? It's going to be the bomb. It's not deep enough there from Vaughan. And Eli Barnes will come in and take it. And he's going to make him pay for it. Good night, shut the gate. You don't need Rahul. You don't need 13. The Canberra Raiders can do it with any number of players on the field.
Yeah, all you need is Eli Barnes at that level. A poor kick by Matthew Vaughan, and Barnes just attacked it at such a high level. And once he caught it, he was gone. You weren't going to catch him. And it's a great play there from Barnes. Probably, let's be honest, probably won the game there.
Yeah, indeed it will. I'm sure that the Raiders will waste down the clock. Threw up as much of it until to even Stevens both sides. Probably by the third tackle of the game, Rahul will be back on the field, and that'll be good night here for Newcastle in your first game on SRL TV.
We spoke about they just need a lead. They've added to their lead. They've put it back to 12 points, and, well, I feel like that's all they're going to need from me. I feel like even if the Knights can find another try, I don't think they're going to be able to find two. And, you know, obviously we can't necessarily count that. We saw, obviously, Broncos score 2 tries in about 3 minutes against the Raiders a couple of weeks ago. But I just feel that at this stage, the Knights just don't have enough in them. They just haven't been good. I just haven't seen enough where I think they can score 2 tries that quickly.
And, you know, they definitely did try there, Lockie. You know, Doklich straight through a hole. They were in good position. But I think that it's been the case all season for them. They're just missing the class players. And here's another penalty given away there from the Knights. They're just missing the class to take them that extra step to go all the way in these close, tight games.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely missed Ponkston again tonight. Had they have Ponkston, I feel like they could have very easily won this game. But it's just been missing Ponkston. It's just been too much for them. And, yeah, I feel like that's just going to be... That's sort of what the difference has come down to.
Definitely has. Now they're going to work the short side here. The Raiders through Josh King now, who'll get a good run. 35 out here of their own line here. What can they do here now, the Raiders with the ball? Wally Allen, he'll drive in. We're coming up to the point when we're going to have 13 on 13 now. With 20 out from the Newcastle line. Short ball there to Rohan. Is Rahul back on the field to take a run? Marcus getting onside from the sticks. James will send it left. And he's running back on the field now here, Rahul. Will he do anything for the last tackle here of the set? Yes, he will. He's going to run through. He'll nearly get the ball there. He was looking for the grubber kick. He was looking for the present after spending 10 on the bin. Marcus will be offside here for the Raiders. Beautiful short ball there to Kerry Diab. Here he goes now, the big forward. Well covered up. Offloading, Ash Crutcher. The Knights, they're playing straight. They're playing to the whistle. And they're going to play for the full 80 minutes here, Lockie.
Yeah, looking at kind of good this set. That's a good pass there, but again, just doesn't quite work out there. They can score again. I guess they technically have a small shot to win. They can find something soon. But at the moment, just the Raiders are being that too good now with the fullback on the field.
Alex Christie fending off one now.
Needs to be a good kick.
Covered up well there.
Needs to be the best kick of the game.
They need a good kick here. It's fifth tackle. There's 5 to play here in your second half. Ricochet, Doklich will pick it up. Here goes Johnny Doklich, offloading. Kyoto Diab will be brought down on the 10. Beautiful scramble defense from the Raiders. That's the sealed game dealer there. Will be pulled down 10 out. The tackle was on point. Leondis will return it up. And the Raiders, they can hold themselves high.
Yeah, look, they're just going to do enough here. I feel like the Knights, they had opportunities to win this game, but I feel like their kicking has been the big thing that's let them down here today, to be honest.
Yeah, and I also want to probably kicking, but what a big shot put on by Kyoto Diab. Alex Christie will pick it up. Yeah, and the kicking from both sides here, Lockie, was all over the place. And, you know, we're not going to just pound the Knights. The Raiders as well. It's definitely a place where they're lacking, and they do need to look at it. If they do want to have any contention coming towards these close games, you never know. It could have been 24 all in this stanza, and you might have need a half to kick a field goal. Nonetheless, it's second tackle, and Johnny Dokalic will be driven back now outside of the 20.
You talk about the kicking had there. That bomb had been better bomb from the ball, and that led to the Barnes stroke. Could have tried at the other end, and we could have seen potentially the Newcastle Knights take the lead, but it just wasn't good enough, and it's led to, you know, this.
It definitely has now. And Borsons will give it off to Vaughan, who'll grab it in. Well taken there by Aaron Leondis, who runs it down the sideline, the big forward. Beautiful stuff. The ref will call knock on. But you need to watch out here. There's about a minute to play, and they're going to give it off to Demando. Are the Raiders going to go the distance here in the final minute stanza? It's going to go off here to Rahul now. The brothers linking. Second tackle, they're 30 out of their own line here, the Raiders. And James will send it left. Kaval, he'll run straight through a hole and give it off to Davo Nofalingawi. Well, he was straight through. Eli Barnes was there, but he just was too far out for the pass.
Yeah, should have been a lot better there. Just pass. I don't know why he couldn't pass. It was straight through a hole. Both teams have a very error-filled game, to be honest. Interesting to see what the error stat is at the end, because it feels like neither teams have really completed well that today.
And it's full time here at McDonald Jones Stadium. And what a game both these sides have put on for us here this evening on your first game on SRL TV. But it will be the Canberra Raiders coming away with the win, 30 points to 18 against the Newcastle Knights. Johnny Dokalic in the background there, taking up the camera as usual. What a game both sides put on, but it was just riddled with errors throughout the 80 minutes.
Yeah, 10 errors each way. That's just not good enough from any team. You're not going to, you know, if it wasn't for the fact that the Knights also made 10 errors, the Raiders probably wouldn't win a game with 10 errors either. And, you know, just both teams. It was wet footy, I get it, but it just, I personally don't feel like either team played that well. And very scrappy game of footy. And, well, the Raiders come away with it, but, you know, I don't know. That sort of form isn't going to get far in terms of finals footy.
You have to admit, both teams were not playing to the conditions of the game that were required. And moving on to more individual stats of the Newcastle Knights. Miko Rashford running for over 200 metres. That's something that is not surprising here. And, you know, 10 line breaks, 15 tackles. Miko's all over the place. Mike Borsons, I want to hand my hat off to him really late in there in the game, Lockie. I don't know if you'll agree, but he got one try assist. But he definitely got his forwards on the front foot there late.
Yeah, he definitely was trying a lot. I feel like Mike Borson's just always trying. Very good in defence, in my opinion. Very good in just sort of... Very good passing game, I feel, Mike Borson's. And did quite well. Not sure if that was really the... You know, not the outcome he would have liked for his team, but I felt like he was probably very, very underrated performance there from Mike Borson's.
And then me forgetting to skip over Sabbath Tour, the second rower, playing 80 minutes, going the distance, the workhorse. Well, he matched it with Miko Rashford out there at the back, showing that wherever you are on the field, don't think that backs can just run further. If you've got the grit, if you've got the will, you've got the heart, Sabbath Tour is your man to run for more than 80 minutes if needed. So we move on to the Canberra Raiders. Eli Barnes, well, he clocked over 300 metres, 7 line breaks, 2 tries. Well, this man is the shining light, and he's the game changer. No matter where the Raiders are on the field, on the scoreboard, you look to this man, and 99.9% of the time, he's going to get you a win.
Yeah, well, it was his massive play at the end that won it for them. You know, it was not a great kick, and Barnes just attacked it with all sorts of power, ran straight up like an arrow, and scored a brilliant try. And yeah, obviously, little odd first instance. Then second row, he did pretty well on a tackle over defense. He was found wanting. 5 missed tackles isn't ideal, but 2 line break, 176 run minutes wasn't too bad. Leondis, I thought was tremendous. Probably the best game I've seen him play too, Aaron Leondis.
You know, beautiful stuff there from Aaron Leon. I want to give it to the forwards here of the Canberra Raiders. You know, Rahul Kaval, Jordan Lewis, and Aaron Leondis, the 3 big men up there in the middle. They got the job done early. The game was over and done with in the middle. And also, yeah, they definitely built the platform. They got the structure right. And I also want to give it to them as well, Lockie. They were under the pump. They were fatigued late in that second half. Jordan Lewis and Aaron, they had to hold down the bunker while Rahul was off. And, you know, it's just the little things that they do that keep their sides in the game defensively, offensively. There's so much that comes into a forward, as Lockie would know. But thank you very much here for joining me on your first game on SRL TV. The Canberra Raiders got the victory in McDonald Jones Stadium, 30 points, 218 against Newcastle Knights. Stay tuned here. We're going to be going up the coast to Townsville, 1300 Smile Stadium, the home of the North Queensland Cowboys. We'll be taking on the Manly Seagulls in a blockbuster of a match here on your Tuesday afternoon. I'm Eddie Oliver, joined by SRL Commissioner Lachlan Martin. We'll see you then.